one human being. More importantly, multi-brains. Always remember, more than one brain is far more superior. I'm not taking away from your capability, I'm not taking away from your grey cells. But multiple brains always work better. Any other example of business acumen?
Understanding market.
How do you mean?
So suppose I have a university and that I'm running a teacher training course. Where market is going to be in the next 5 years time or 10 years time. What is the present market? So building onto the past, the present and the future. So how the future will be of teacher education next 10-15 years with technology and other forces which are going to affect teacher training.
Building brand values.
Business intelligence. Always, what are your competitors doing?
Yeah.
How can you be better? You've got to keep your eyes in
Direct communication.
Also,
Ma'am, for info, I will give you one. I can share a very excellent example. You see, there are core processes and support processes. You are at the core. We are supporting. Now, I like to share CPS Gatrudi example. Whenever I first interacted with ma'am, with Mr. Ma'am, at that time we were discussing about the semi-beer polish and all these things. She shared so nicely, and she told me, Mr. Dore, I want semi-beer polish, not a mirror polish. I was so surprised.
that you understood.
Yeah, how this lady knows semi-mirror polish and mirror polish difference.
So, just like you have some opinions about all test people who come from private industries, they also have some opinion about academicians. They believe it. they believe कि academicians को खास करके numbers की समझ तो है ही नहीं. Forget civil, forget everything else. So each of us has to prove the other wrong.
In the process, start fighting?
Haji?
In the process, start fighting? No.
No. This is about collaboration. Absolutely. There is no competition in this team.
I want to put something here. You spoke about business intelligence. I do agree it's the most important in the primary factor. What is rather, I would say, is topping onto it is application of that in your business acumen or your business processes. I may know that the XYZ is my competitor. I may know ABC is a fee charged. But if I say I keep a price which is exorbitant or not in commensuration with what they are charging, I may lose all the kids. So exactly understanding this, since this is this, I need to be here or something of that sort. Basically do a SWOT of your own self. That will give you the exact answer. That we have to really concentrate hard.
Sure. So I would add in sustainability is one of the very important factors that we should do. Continue to sustain ourselves. We have to be all the time very active and proactive so that we don't miss out on any kind of areas, market share or whatever around us, and we are there all the time. So to reach a peak is easier, but to sustain to be there is a very tough job.
That's a direct comment to DPS Gopal. To stay on the top is the biggest challenge.
And apart from that,
Biggest challenge.
I think it's ear to the ground is necessary.
brand value for your organization is very important.
I would like
Understanding brand value, understanding how to market your school, understanding how to publicize your school.
Absolutely.
You've got to do it. It's not Jignesh's job. Sorry.
Branding is a wide horse. If you name it properly, you are the best, I would say you are the best convenience in you. It's a wide horse. Name it properly.
I would sum it up in one word. Business acumen is one has to know where the rupee comes from and where does it go. In the entirety of the whole exercise, it's all the time, constantly, where the rupee comes from, where does it go. At the end of it all these purposes will be achieved.
I'll take a point on that.
There are schools cropping up everywhere. There are large players coming up. Multinationals, national players coming up in every nook and corner of the state and in the country. So we should be well aware of the happenings in our neighborhood, at least in the vicinity of 25 kilometers, because that is our catchment area, and we should be very open to understand that yes, they are coming, and we should have that marketing intelligence. The people on the top, the principals, it is their responsibility that something moves. They should know that they just could come in. And if you don't know that you can come to know from the government department, because they will go there for an application. From the local estate manager, somebody is trying to look for a land. These things has to be open, and we need to challenge them the way it comes. And we need to be better than them so that they cannot reach us at any point of time. It has to be there.
Yeah?
Just one more point.
G.
But I feel that as a business skill, the principal must know, head of the institute must know that every parent is a customer. And we have to satisfy them with what they need actually. So if we have a good knowledge about what the people need, what they want, accordingly we can plan our strategy. So I think so that way we will be able to manage, like will come up.
Absolutely. So, when I'm talking about business acumen, I'm saying that this team needs to have it. Unfortunate part of it is that you've now scaled up. You have to have a 360-degree view. Like JGC said, financial leanness is a way of measure. Having said that, if you look at the sheets that you have, in the left column, which is the blue column, there is no money written anywhere. Why you exist is not for money. You understand this? This whole sheet of blue, purpose, mission, taxonomy, competency, and I'm going to explain all of this to you, is not about money. Why you exist is never about money. Money is an outcome. Your financial understanding, the leanness, your revenue per student, your expense per student is an outcome of these processes. Never forget that. Our domain experience, our domain expertise, our domain focus has to only be academics. But where you can do with 5 teachers, why would you need 10? That's efficiency. We have to do our job efficiently. Where you have space for 20 kids, why do you have 10? Those are important aspects. But the blue is never about money. It cannot be. No organization on this planet is created for money. Certainly not us. Get that? Just to put the perspective. We were doing, and this is a sheet that I've straight forward borrowed from Altus. We were doing a similar exercise about 6 weeks ago with our directors. What we had stands for, and a lot of you, if you remember Tim Collins' Good to Great that we read about, many years ago we actually read the chapter, talks about big, hairy, audacious goals. It is a goal that should make your hair stand up. You have to have a goal to chase. It has to be a scary, big, hairy goal. If you can achieve it in 3 months and 2 months, what's the big... So everybody has to have a purpose, right? So we took this huge purpose. And note there, we didn't write 100 crores. We said 100 schools and 100,000 students.
I want to share something. In this field of running schools, 100 schools we had. Believe you, Udar world, Udar name, smallest of a place we're talking about. We talk about Anand, Udar is there. It's already there before Calrex goes. Surendranagar, Pudar is there. Indore, Pudar is there. Aurangabad, Pudar is there. Pune, of course, Pudar is there. Wherever we have gone and trying to explore the market potential or potential for Calrex, Pudar is already there.
Because they built this sheet before us.
They did this. They put this BHAG for themselves before us maybe. And if Pudar can do it, right, by all means, Calrex can do it and Calrex will do it.
So, just to put, I want to put 2 things. When I say 100 schools, what it means for you and what it means to the rest of them. When we started to branch out in Calrex and make it a brand, etc., it's all a 5-6 year activity, right? TCS was formed as the first Calrex school of 2006. And so we are only 8 years now. Yeah. Now, when we started the first school, we just started 1 school. Today we have what? 30? What's the latest number?
32.
36.
37.
37. We were 32, you added 3 yesterday only.
35.
37. CFO बैठ के 35 कर रहा है.
36 बोला मैम, एक कम हो गई.
Anyway, that's a number. Please. Okay. So it doesn't matter. That's a number. But it's more than 1. It's 37 times more than 1 in 8 years. So that 100 number is for somebody else to chase. But what it means to you is this. If each of your schools are not doing well, we can't make that happen. Because everybody goes back to test. Word of mouth is the most important, most powerful marketing tool that education department has, or the industry or the sector has. So if your schools are not doing well, you're not helping us build these schools. I'm not saying you've got to build the school, but you play a role, a very important role. Of course, every drop counts, right? So you're building the students for us. Not necessarily every school, but you're an ambassador for those 100 schools to happen. The other thing we took, and this whole thing is from, this whole strategy sheet is from a person called Vern Harnisch. I have to give credits to him. He's an MIT professor. All of this is downloadable. I attended a program with him in Bombay and I love this format. And that's why we use this format. It's a single sheet. Imagine one sheet is all you have to manage in the whole year. Profit X. What is it you can do to have a scalability, to have a multiplying effect? And this is up for discussion, but we thought that in Gujarat and the rest of schools too, spoken English is an area of concern. So we started to say, can Caldex focus on English? It can be reading, writing, spoken, everything. Spoken is an outcome of reading, writing skills, right? But we know that as a country, our reading, writing skills are rather not paid attention to. The other thing we did is, this is a research that's shown worldwide and many schools have understood this. Parents' engagement is the #1 success tool for word of mouth. It's the principal's job to meet groups of parents. Is the management's job, middle management and to the principal, to meet groups of parents annually, such that every parent you touch at least once a year. There is no bigger tool to engage than parents' engagement. And there is a lot of research available. I'll encourage you to go up the net and search. It gives word of mouth. It has a direct impact on students' performance. When parents are engaged, students perform better. When student performs better, your working environment in the school is very good, because the social behavioral aspects are covered. It has multiple effects. Of course, there is a marketing effect. Your withdrawals get limited. So parents' engagement is a huge tool. Wherever you have strong parents' engagement, you don't spend money for advertising. Most IB schools do not spend money in advertisement, direct advertisements like in hoardings, etc., because of this factor. No stronger tool. G.
Just to share, we were with the school yesterday. Parents' engagement can go up to what extent? The main managing trustee gentleman shared this with us, that once every year, minimum once every year, I visit every student's house, meet the parents in their house and talk to them. Things can go to this extent.
We have done that.
Things can go to this extent for the parent engagement.
I would like to add something here. One of our schools, the gentleman is here, Rajuda school is doing it on a very constant basis. The teachers also meet to go to the parents' home, and the interaction happens that way. And I think we should all applaud for this.
As a matter of fact, I would like to add, one teaches 2 days back, and new admissions especially, the parents were so happy that this is the only school doing this exercise in whole area. So the response has been positive.
So I intended to spend the maximum time on the blue sheet because that's the purpose of our existence. Now I'm going to quickly run you through all of these, right? So in the first column, everybody has a copy of the goal sheet. 2 to 5 year goals.
So share that.
Share it, Jina, please.
Collaboration, collaboration, collaboration.
So that again, breaking is
After the 3 to 5 year goals, right? Here, in order to do, okay, in order to meet all of these targets in the next 5 years, what do you think as an individual education institution should be your key thrust areas? And remember, there's a word called capability, because we understand that there has to be capability gaps, right? So let's have some, let's see how we can measure some of that. Just some ideation. You'll do it in your teamwork, you'll do it. You're just understanding this, the sheet. Let's get some ideation. So in order that we meet at a global level, number of students, 1 lakh. Okay? What kind of capabilities do we need? Ideation. Quality teachers. Infrastructure. Transportation.
Understanding tomorrow's needs.
Market intelligence.
Communication with the parents.
Strong engagement. So, again I will encourage you to please come to specifics. These are all measurables. So I'm going to take parents' satisfaction surveys. If you're doing parent engagement, you want to know whether they are hearing what you're telling them or whether you are hearing what they want to tell you. So parents' satisfaction surveys. Okay? Placement of students, alumni.
Yeah.
Alumni placements. Because unless you have strong alumni, you don't have, your institution is going to be known by its product. Right? Like a MacBook is known because of the book, it's not known because of the company Mac. So your product are your students. So, and what's the result of that? It's placement. Absolutely. What else?
Use of community resources if you want to control expenses.
वहाँ में लिखा है क्या? सही में ये सब इधर लिखा है. These are my own examples. So I'm like, where is Shailendra reading it from? Absolutely, use of local resources. You know, sometimes we don't use our resources and we. How many times you've heard कि budget नहीं है? Everybody is always struggling with budget नहीं है. Find a way to work around the budget. There are huge local resources. Examples चाहिए. Local resource examples चाहिए.
Let's say similarly like mapping resource person at Ahmedabad. If you see at Ahmedabad, there are many retired professors of science in other areas. Like suppose you want to teach plasma in class 11th and 12th, inviting one eminent scientist and giving a memento, they feel good and we get best of the information about this. Ahmedabad is the only place where across Asia where you can see plasma in action. Ahmedabad is the only place. Ahmedabad is the only place where you can see at Sundarban live snake show. Nowhere in India you will see live snake show. So using individual resources, organizational resources, so doing mapping, like see we did at College Teachers University, we have problem of auditorium etc. So we made a point to go to the schools and do our annual day program. They feel good, our students get exposure and then we save on resources and other things. So community has lots of resources. Many schools have grandparents inviting children. So from nursery to university level, if we use community resources, we are getting best of the facility at a lower price and we get good mix-up with the community. We get to know and notice in the
I would go one step further that when the mapping is done, it should be shared because there might be some topic which some school needs very badly and they don't get a good professional. Then that mapping, you know, everybody would be happy to go somewhere and
database, teacher sharing and all is for the leave vacancies and all those can be adjusted actually for maternity leave and all. Instead of hiring a new teacher, we can in fact give little simultaneously.
The big schools should start something. Just now I just got a thought that suppose the Gizmo, it's a large school. A program, not just a group of all physics teachers retired.
Yeah.
Chemistry teachers. How I got this idea is in farming, there is a group of 2,000 scientists in Vidyapet and they give you free knowledge. They all are retired big time scientists, all PhDs. So the same way here, if we have physics, 10 teachers, you know, they would be happy that they are invited somewhere. There is some platform where they can meet and discuss and it can be taken further. We
provide the basic facilities of just carrying them and giving welcome.
We should be the pioneer in doing that.
You can generate resources from within.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what she said. We have such a big database by now. Okay, great.
You have very important input. In academic institutions and schools, generally laboratory is a very important area where skill development is there and practical knowledge is there. We can have a sponsorship from local industries or corporates where waste material is already lying and they are going to give it to the scrap, they will definitely like to dump the same material in your school, through which your students can learn a lot of things. This is a local resource. You can talk to any of the innovative industry nearby to your school and they can give you such type of materials.
Now I learned that we have 37 institutes. I just share with you one experience of mine. I'm from DPS Samkunj, Delhi Public School, Samkunj, New Delhi. So I have my friends, my seniors, they appreciate me, they respect me, and they are always ready to work with me. When I taken over DPS Indore as principal, I find, we have good teachers in Indore, definitely, but there are few requirements where my team is not so strong in a particular subject. I requested Principal DPS Samkunj to send me 3 teachers for a particular period, for 7 days. Gracefully sent, right? So this is an experience for last 5 years, sometimes from Samkunj, sometimes from RK Puram. I invite few teachers in a particular subject, not the same. Now because now we are a big group, 37 schools, definitely, and Anita is also, I think we are the same line, we can give the facilities to other schools for sister concerns. Whenever a teacher on leave for a few days, instead of hiring for 3 months, we can have some kind of
exchange.
It's enriching. The person who came from Vasant Kunj to Indore, it's equally enriching for him or her. It's a win-win situation.
Absolutely.
Okay, good. So now let's go to goal year 1. So while you're building your goals for 3 to 5, you're ensuring, for example, if I had, suppose Harlodia's number of students in 5 years is 2,000, then in the next year, they want to go to say 800. So that's the number that will get in there, right? The first year's goal. Now, in the key initiative, I've broken it up to 2. Of course, you need your academic initiatives, right? What's going to set you apart, what are your focus areas? Then there is a whole non-academic portion, which in these 2 days, I really want you to sit with Altus people. For instance, if you have infra needs, or you have marketing needs, or you have HR needs, or you have IT needs, this is the time to sit with 2 people, with the relevant functional heads, work out your strategy for the year, work out the budget for the year. You have the finance team, you have everybody. The whole idea for these 2 days is that because now we've become multi-locational, our budgeting exercise, our goal setting exercise can no longer be the way we used to do it, just in Ahmedabad. We can't have all the senior people travel as much. So in these 2 or 3 days that we want to do a foolproof plan. So now for some of you 2 days is a lot of time, some of you it's less time. The more detailing you do, you'll realize 2 days is really less. I personally began this exercise about 3 weeks ago because I personally spoke to every functional head explaining this so that they can bring a closure in 2 days. So be honest to the process, debate. Don't lose it, leave it to your principal knows what they're doing. No, you're part of management. That's why you're here. Play your role. And then there are a lot of new people. You should handhold them. Yeah? Okay. So the non-academic part is when you talk to the finance people, when you talk to the legal people, when you talk to the HR guys, the marketing guys, the infra guys saying, this is what I need for the next year, this is, give me a capital budget. We have to freeze all of that by tomorrow.
I want to share something.
Anji.
We had a governing body meeting last week and Principal Secretary Education, Mr. Tiwari, he's a member of the governing body and he attended the governing body for the first time. At the end of the meeting, what he said, this is the only place in the meeting I have found that everybody participates. At other places, if the chairman says, that becomes final, but here people are agreeing, people are disagreeing, people are questioning, and said, I liked attending the meeting. He was there for 2 hours.
Yeah, you actually said that. And I was not the chairman, by the way. Just in case. I was not the chairman, I was a member of the committee. We had a very senior person from Bombay who chairs that governing body. Just like any other school, I'm not the chairman. So, no, it's true. I said this, right? Each of you are leaders. I believe that. I want to give you that space. If you're not able to take it, It's your loss, trust me. You have to own your own space. Because this organization can make you seated in that chair. But what you do with that chair is up to you, right? I've always had this policy, and please remind us of this policy. We will come to your room after knocking the door. That is your private space. Your organization, your functional areas are your spaces. If you allow people not to knock the room and walk in, your loss. Seriously, I mean that. Cultures are set top down. Cultures are non-negotiable instruments. If I come into your room knocking, everybody else will come into the room knocking. You can demand the knock. If you don't want to, it's your choice. Yeah? Okay, so now come to quarters, right? So, the reason we have quarters is this. Like one I said is, you have to keep your eye on the quarter in this room. So you will see that your number of students should have been 800, but it's like 500. And you know that in the next 2 quarters, you really can't ramp up. So that's when you look at your budgets and say, can I do more marketing activities? Can I do more parent engagement activities? Or can I cut down my costs such that overall I sail through? There are only 2 ways for financial leanness. Increase your top line, cut your bottom line. Unless in this room we